evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Flatout Racing Network's coverage of the final race of the 61st season of the RTG Amish's Survivor Series. Folks, if you tuned in here tonight looking for an absolutely technical, professional race, well, I'm afraid this is not the race for you. This is exactly what this series entails, a Survivor Series. This is a wreck 'em up, win at all costs series, and it takes place here tonight with a championship on the line at the short track known as South Boston. Gonna be a good one here tonight. 50 laps of racing, no caution comes out. It's green flag from start to finish, and you're hoping that your car is going to be the first one back to the start finish line, but maybe more so, you're hoping that at least your car gets back to the start finish line in one piece, regardless of what position you cross. Coming into tonight, looks like about 4 or 5 drivers in the hunt for the championship here. We'll be going over them in just a moment. There's also certain ways that you are able to earn bonus points here tonight. Not only is wrecking expected, but it is encouraged. You get bonus points depending on what you're able to do in terms of wrecking your opposition, and that could play dividends into bonus points here tonight for the championship as well. Got 50 laps on tap here tonight. We're then going to take an FRN race break. We'll talk with our top 3 finishers from the first race, and then we've got a 10-lap shootout, the pole race, that'll be taking place afterwards, in which wacky points will be awarded. We'll go over the drivers that are in the hunt for the Wacky Points Championship as well. Drivers are currently in qualifying as we speak. We also have, I believe it's 5 AI cars that'll be out on the track here tonight that they'll have to avoid, some moving chicanes, if you will. I took the opportunity under practice to go out there, run some laps, if you can call them that. These drivers are going to have their hands full not only with each other and with the traffic, but also with the race cars themselves. The longer you go into a run, the back end of the car wants to step out, and that right front wants to plow. So these cars will not be handling very well the longer we get into this race. Let's talk about points. Let's talk about that championship. Coming into this one, 4 drivers theoretically in the hunt mathematically for the overall championship. Keith Hughes, currently the points leader, 24 points over Adam Radeisky. Jeremy Jeffries and Terry Bombard, currently the long shots, if you will, 52 points back for Jeremy and 58 points back for Terry Bombard. The top 3 in the point standings are your bounty or Bobby drivers tonight. What is a bounty driver? Well, normally, during these races, there's only one bounty driver, and it is drawn at random. It's the driver that everybody is going to be gunning for to try and kill their motor and take them out of the race. We'll get a little further into that in just a moment. But tonight, your top 3 in points are the bounty drivers. So it'll be the 82 of Keith Hughes, the 65 of Adam Radeisky, and the 1 of Jeremy Jeffries, a 3-time champion this week. If you've been tuning into our past broadcasts, he won the Barebones Championship, the Leighton Truck Series Championship, and most recently last night got his very first Talladega Challenge Championship. Here tonight, though, he, Radeisky, and Hughes is who everybody are going to be gunning for. Why? Well, if you are able to be the last driver to get that death blow, kill their motor, you get 5 bonus points towards the overall point standings. So you can see a little bit of taste of what we're going to be seeing here as drivers already wrecking it up out there. There goes Wiley Coate. There goes Keith Hughes. 46 upside down. I believe that's Tate Dorsey. It's going to be absolute calamity here tonight, and our producer is going to have a heck of a time trying to cover it all with the camera angles here this evening. Let's talk about the wacky points. That's going to be coming up a little bit later here tonight with the 10-lap shootout. Looks like about roughly 4 drivers in the hunt for that one. Adam Radeisky currently leading the point standings there, 10 points over Mitch Bombard. Grant Wesley, 12 points back, and 14 points back Jeremy Jeffries. But we'll get to all of that when we get to that event. We're now focusing, at least here in the early going, on the 50-lap shootout. Here's one of the AI cars I was talking about. Keep an eye out for the red Coca-Cola sponsored Ford Mustangs. 5 of them in total going to be out there, and they are difficult to move out of the way as well. I gave a couple of them a bump, and they were able to save it and keep on going. You see right there, one of them taking out Dante Ricky and Brian Schilling. There's Keith Hughes getting one of the AI cars, and yeah, they're going to be treacherous to try and get around when they're stuck there in the middle of the racetrack like that. Also, Adam Radeisky going flipping there. How about our Grand Marshal here tonight up there in the flag stand? Appreciate Terry Bombard for giving this little tidbit, because up in the flag stand, Gumby is officiating here tonight. How about that? Pretty cool little Easter egg here at South Boston for these drivers, and these drivers here this evening, they're going to have to hope that their cars are like Gumby to be able to survive. Nice little aerial look at the track. You can just see everything that's going on. Flipping on the back straightaway, somebody just went over the pit wall. You got a car that's upside down there on the bottom of your screen in the middle of 3 and 4. I think that's Dante. They're wrecking over there into turn 1. This is going to be all of what you're going to see here tonight in this 50-lap race. There's Jeremy Jeffries, 3-time champion here in season 61. Dante Ricci, the other driver that won a championship here this season in the Tuesday Night Speed Freaks series. And we'll see who's going to get the championship here on Friday night. Oh my gosh. One thing that I noticed here in practice, these drivers can actually vertical wall ride around the outside wall and the catch fence, so that's going to be interesting. Bonus points, let's talk about that here. So we've already talked about the fact that you get 5 bonus points if you deal the final blow, oh my gosh, to any of the top 3 in points, but you also get a bonus point if you end up flipping a car back over on its wheels that has been turtled. You get a bonus point if you force a car down pit road. Drivers that end up getting forced down pit road, their black flags get cleared, since clearly they would be speeding. Holy cow, was that Dante, I think, just flew right completely over Jeremy's car right there? That was a heck of a camera shot. I think we got 24 drivers by last I counted that are going to be in the field here tonight. This is going to be chaos. Moderate damage. Oh, wow, Jeremy flew. Red Bull gives you wings, but I think that Monster Energy just gave him jet fuel or something. Or rocket boosters. Grant Wesley there in the 88. Kyle Quam in the 96. That light blue machine. There's Terry in that bright pink car. He just made his way through. There's Dante Ricci in the 84. Tate Dorsey in the 46. Rich Warden in the 59 car. We're just going to pan through here so you can kind of keep an eye on your favorite driver, figure out what livery they have. We've got 4 Van Gorders in the field here tonight. We got John Van Gorder, Johnny Van Gorder, Eli Van Gorder, and trying to remember who the other one is. We'll probably see him during the course of these cycling through. Bill Kring in the 32. Wiley Coate in the 6. A Pontiac Grand Prix. Mitch Bombard, gonna be easy to see that neon green car on track tonight. The green and purple 97. David Nogel in the 80 car. There's Keith Hughes in the 82. There's Terry Bombard, upside down, now back on all 4 wheels in the 10. Brian Schilling in the 4 as he's going to clobber Mitch Bombard. That was Dave Melson that just made his way through there. Oh, and now gets Jeremy Jeffries on the front straightaway. Grant Wesley right there in the 88. Oh, gracious. 60 of Richard Hadler, a former winner on the season. Josh Metallic in the bright pink number 39. Who's that smoking up ahead? That's Bill Kring. See who else I might have missed here. There's John Van Gorder in the 19. Trying to find the other Van Gorder that I didn't name off. Cy Jones, but you can't really see the Sunoco sponsorship on his car because we're seeing his undercarriage and fuel cell right now. But that's the 7 machine. There's Johnny Van Gorder in the 20, getting T-boned. JT Mayhew in the 338. Champion on one half and Skull Bandit on the other half. Oh my gosh, look at that wreck up there. Goodness me. I believe the 65 of Adam Radeisky. There he is. There's Eli Van Gorder in the 18. I'm trying to find that other Van Gorder. We've gotten John, Johnny, Eli. I'm looking at my scoring right now, and it's not, for some reason, not showing the other Van Gorder. I don't know if the scoring has gone down or not. Let's check and see, because if the scoring has gone down, I want to reset to make sure that we end up getting that. Let's see. 3rd place. Okay, yeah, our scoring has gone down, so give me 1 second here, folks. Gonna try and restart it here. I want to make sure that it is working. we're going to quickly close the program down and see if we can restart it. Hopefully we'll be back in time for the green flag. We should be. Good thing I'm noticing this now rather than later on when I didn't have any time to be able to do anything about it. Granted, though, with it being as short a track as this, I think we're going green, so we're going to quickly hurry up here. Alright, we're going to close out NR real quick, and we're going to reconnect in here. Alright, we should be good to go now. Ticker should be fixed, if we're lucky. Apologies for that, but want to make sure that our scoring is correct for you all to be able to see. Alright, we'll see if the, looks like we're still in happy hour, so that's good. Alright, scoring's all fixed. Good deal, good deal. Alright. Alright, so we're about a minute out from when these drivers will be going green. And we're just gonna take a look at this aerial view here. I'm kind of confused about the tree over here off the exit of turn 2. You see that big green tree? It's got a pole, a metal pole that's holding it up there. It's not a real tree. It's a fake tree, and it's got tires around it. I'm not exactly certain what that is there for, but it has mass. I can confirm that. I don't know if there's like something. There should be a thing if you wreck somebody into that tree, you get bonus points. Look at all the smoke everywhere. Smoke lingering in turn 2. Got a car smoking on the back straightaway. They're wrecking over there into turn 3. Now, one thing you're going to have to do in this race is you're going to have to choose who you wreck carefully because, as mentioned, it is moderate damage, so you can kill your own motor. And I noticed a couple of glitch spots here as well. There's actually an access road, an point of entry off of turn 2, that you could hit that wall at the wrong angle and kill your motor. I also noticed on the front straightaway, just around the start-finish line, there's actually a hole in the wall separating pit road from the racetrack. If you by some incredible miracle end up hitting that, you could be in trouble. If you spin it off a turn 4, off a turn 2, you could hit that inside pit wall. There's a lot of different areas where you can absolutely murder your car and be done for the night. So, as stated, it is a Survivor series, and everything, whether mobile or non-mobile, is going to be out there to get you. Alright, they have gotten themselves ready for this race. They are gridding up. And it looks like Dave Melson's going to start on the outside of the front row. Let's see who our pole sitter is going to be. It's going to be Josh Metallic in the 39. And then it'll be, looks like John Van Gorder in 3rd. Richard Hadler in 4th. Terry Bombard 5th. Kyle Quam 6th. Dante Ricky 7th. 8th place will be Tate Dorsey. 9th, Mitch Bombard. And Brian Schilling will complete the top 10 for qualifying. Is that Bill Kring in 11th, Adam Radeisky in 12th, Jeremy Jeffries 13th, 14th is going to be David Nogel, 15th will be Johnny Van Gorder, 16th Cy Jones, JT Mayhew, looks like he will be 17th, 18th will be Eli Van Gorder, and then you've got a bunch of AI cars here intermingled, then Keith Hughes back here. Looks like he may have not laid down a lap time, and then Rich Warden, Wiley Coate, and Grant Wesley going to start at the very tail of the field. I'm wondering if actually, if maybe that might be strategy on the part of Keith Hughes. Be at the back of the pack and let all the calamity happen up ahead of him. 51 laps of racing here tonight, not 50. You won't see a caution fly. We will stay green the entirety of the 51 laps, and whatever happens, happens. Glad you're with us. Should be a wild one here tonight at the short track of South Boston. Josh Metallic, Dave Melson. Get us under the green. Gumby waving the green flag as they'll head into turn number 1. We'll wait to see when the calamity starts, and ooh, Dave Melson warping there, but who cares? This is a Wreck 'em Up series. Doesn't matter if your car is warping or not. See if anything's happened yet. Oh, looks like some of our AI cars have had some issues, but looks like all the actual drivers have kept it going straight. Oh, first AI car they're going to deal with. Dave Melson going to have to get around him. One of the AI cars is coming to pit road already. Looks like top 5 or so going to get through. Josh Metallic nearly got a shove from Richard Hadler. That's for 3rd place. Kyle Quam right there. Man, they cut it so low off of turn 2. Oh, AI car in the way. Look out. That's in the bottom of turn 3. Another AI car on pit road. Contact, and there goes Hadler up and over. Terry Bombard's going to go flying. Holy crap. And they're all wrecking here. Oh, my God. Oh, Tate Dorsey just hit the tree. Oh, there's more hitting the tree. Oh, Jeremy Jeffries there. Grant Wesley up into the air. Jeremy's smoking. Is Jeremy... Nope, he's going to keep going. As long as that engine's running, you keep going. Dave Melson upside down and flipping. Got another one flipping up there with John Van Gorder. We still stay green. Terry is facing the wrong way. Who's that backwards? Is that Nogel? Oh, look out. Oh, Bombards get together. Mitch into Terry. One of the AI cars just got him. This is where it all kicks off. You just need one wreck and it triggers everything. Rich Warden just got into Keith Hughes. Looks like the 60 is on pit road. Oh, they're still wrecking up here off of turn 2. Got one upside down. Oh, they want that bonus point. Mitch Bombard and Jeremy Jeffries fighting to flip Adam Radeisky back over for the bonus point. Johnny Van Gorder is upside down. Somebody gonna try and flip him over. Is he gonna get back over? Is he gonna get back over? He got back over under his own accord, so nobody's gonna get that bonus point. Nope, we got one upside down here. That's Keith Hughes. Is anybody gonna get him? Oh, he might have to call a tow. There's nobody really close. He's gonna have to call the tow. Oh, man. Oh, John Van Gorder up and over. Off of turn 4. JT Mayhew gets into him. Someone spun off of turn 2. That's Bill Kring. Oh, the AI cars are running people over. Cy Jones upside down. Oh, my gosh. I hope that our ticker is being able to keep up with all this. Oh, Rich Warden's upside down, and Terry Bombard probably going to get a bonus point there for flipping him back on all 4 wheels. Cy Jones got stuck on the pit wall. JT Mayhew is stuck in the middle of the track. Look out! Ryan Schilling's getting through that pretty well. Up, Dave Melson, Jeremy Jeffries. There you see, they're gunning for the 1, they're gunning for the 65, and they're gunning for the 82. That's why you're seeing them all flipping upside down. They're the bounty cars. Run away, Jeremy. There's Josh. Ooh, Josh is going to bypass him. Josh is leading. Oh, Jeremy just took out the leader. Jeremy just got the leader. He sacrificed himself, and he's going to keep going. Josh is going to lose the lead, maybe. Oh, Jeremy's going to go to pit road. He's going to find a little bit of safety, a little bit of sanctuary. Let's try and find the other ones. Oh, Keith Hughes is on pit road. We're looking for our other drivers up in the top of the points. Keith right now scored in 23rd, and I think I just saw moments ago the 65. Where's he at? Where's Radeisky? There he is. Right now he's being scored P7. Now P6. Oh, look out. Dave Melson and Josh Metallic just got together. I think that was for the lead. I think Dave Melson had just taken the lead from Josh Metallic, and they just got together first and second. So Mitch Bombard would be looking to get up to the top spot. Look out. Ooh, has to avoid the 59. Let's go on board. Let's take a couple laps around here with Mitch Bombard. What does he have to deal with? Parking lot on the front stretch. Oh, he found a lane. Look at that. Well done. Not easy to get through wrecks here, especially with the wall separating pit road from the racetrack. Terry Bombard coming up on him. Mitch has gone to the lead, by the way, right there. He just made a pass for the top position, so he's the new leader. Radeisky right in front of him. JT Mayhew there in the 338. Oh, I think Terry just got Mitch. And up and over he goes. Back on all 4 wheels. Brian Schilling's facing the wrong way. He's got to get turned back around. Turn back in traffic. Or is that car's engine dead? Rolling backwards. Cy Jones is... Oh my gosh, that thing is crawling at 30 miles per hour on the front straightaway. There's so much smoke. Somebody call the South Boston Fire Department. John Van Gorder is smoking. The 60's been on pit road, having to call a tow for a long period of time. Radeisky's still out there in now 6th. Oh, we got some drivers that are out of the race. We got a couple of drivers that actually, I believe, have been DQ'd. And one of them is Jeremy Jeffries. So Jeremy Jeffries is out, which means that eliminates him from the championship here this season. Also, Johnny Van Gorder in the 20 was disqualified. Kyle Quam is out of the race, and so too is Josh Metallic. Terry Bombard, who is one of the long shot drivers, he might have an opportunity at this. There he is. Now up to 3rd. Oh, we just wiped out the 19 and an AI car, and it costs him. He's going to spin down pit road. A lot of drivers here with black flags for either dropping debris or going down pit road. Admin's having to work overtime to get those black flags cleared. Looked like that was Wiley Cote on pit road. Brian Schilling's in the infield. I think his engine is toast. Oh, Terry is smoking now. And Adam Radeisky is going to... Well, he backed off. He's in 4th place. Adam's in a good spot right now, but where's Keith? There's Keith Hughes. He's in 10th place right now. 24 points, Keith Hughes over Adam Radeisky coming into tonight. And right now, with Adam in 4th and Keith in 10th, I think Keith is still in the lead, points-wise. Not 100% certain. That car doesn't look too bad. I think he lost quite a number of laps because he had to come to pit road. And he's actually catching up here to Adam Radeisky. I think Adam's got to be looking for that 82. Oh, look out. Both Adam and Keith going to get through that wreck, and Keith's going to bypass the 65. If you're wondering who the race leader is right now, remember Grant Wesley started this race at the very tail end of the field? He just ran his fastest lap of the race, and he's the race leader right now. Grant Wesley has won 5 of these races this season. That's the most so far of any driver. And out in front here, 1 lap over Terry Bombard, 2 laps over Adam Radeisky, and then 3 over Dante Ricky. And one of the AI cars is actually running in 4th place right now, 3 laps down. That'd be the Larry Yeager 13 car. Where is that car? That car deserves a shout. I know they're an AI car, but look at that. 4th place. AI car. Good on you, sir. Terry still soldiering on. He's up to 2nd. But 2 laps down. He's now in the same lap, I believe, as Adam Radeisky. Oh, Keith Hughes, as I believe that was Eli Van Gorder, got into one of the AI cars. Keith makes his way around. Dave Melson following his tire tracks. Keith picked up 2 spots since we last checked in. He went from 10th up to 8th. As Bill Kring in the back of one of the AI cars. There's Dante Ricky forcing him up the track. Dante's up to 5th right now. 3 laps down. Ooh, Tate Dorsey lost it there off of turn 4. And Grant Wesley trying to make his way through the traffic, through the smoke. It's got Keith Hughes up there, Dave Melson. Ooh, AI car, look out. They're going to split him off of turn 4. Got some more drivers out of the race. We mentioned about Josh Metallic, John Van Gorder in the 19 out of the race, JT Mayhew out of the race, Wiley Cote, Kyle Quam, Richard Hadler, all out of the race. We've got, it looks like by my last scoring, 19 cars still running. Oh, Grant got into Mitch Bombard right there. And Dante Ricky got a piece. Oh, and then big hit there for Bill Kring. And Mitch Bombard is tumbling down the back straightaway. Look out, oncoming traffic. Cy Jones flies in. Terry Bombard's going to ride the wall. He's going to Chastain it to get around this. Adam Radeisky is going to just barely split through all of that. Oh, they're still wrecking here on the front straightaway. Cy Jones has still not been able to get that thing turned around. Tate Dorsey there. Actually, that's on the back straightaway. David Nogle's gotten flipped up. Oh, no, I think he's beached up on the wall. Somebody help him. Oh, he's putting it reverse. Trying to use that. Oh, he got it. That left rear tire was against the wall, and he was able to use that friction to get it off of the wall. Nicely done. Rich Warden. That car's a little worse for wear, but right now, he is currently scored 17th. Grant Wesley. Oh, he's going to get into the 10 of Terry Bombard. Interesting. Terry is not one of the bounty cars tonight, but he got up into him there, tried to wreck him, and ended up spinning himself out. Brian Schilling's now in his pit stall. I think that engine was killed. He was having some fun in the infield. Ratajski right now in the third spot. Terry Bombard in second, and the driver that they're trying to take the points lead away from, Keith Hughes, has now worked his way all the way to sixth. There he is, making his way around one of the Larry Yeager AI cars. Dave Melson, this is not for position, but he'll get around the 038. 15 laps to go next time that Grant Wesley hits the line. Dante holding down the top 5 here. A couple more drivers out of the race. Cy Jones has just now retired out of the event. Got some cars sitting on pit lane there. David Nogle. Oh, Grant's going to get Mitch Bombard out of the way. Use the chrome horn. Don't bother passing them. If they're going to try to wreck you, wreck them first. Now look how Grant's able to hug the wall there. I was noticing that when I was practicing out there with these guys. You can run right down there with the left sides on the apron, right against that wall in both corners, which is a nice little avenue with all the wrecking usually migrating up the banking of the racetrack. Bill Kring had a chance there to get the leader. Didn't take it. Got an AI car up here that Grant's going to have to get around. Got Eli Van Gorder. Oh, Terry Bombard just spun onto pit lane entry. Ratajski, I believe, actually is only a lap behind Terry, so he could move up to second place right here as Terry's still stuck down there. I believe right there was an exchange for second. We'll see if scoring agrees with that. Yes, Ratajski up to the second spot. We'll see if Terry can get it going again. Oh, Keith got wrecked. He's just now getting his car refired. Still in sixth place. Ooh, Mitch Bombard moves him up the track. Tate Dorsey. Oh, gonna move Mitch out of the way. Tate Dorsey and Keith Hughes are teammates over in some other series, so I wonder if maybe the 46 will play battering ram for the 82. Oh, and Terry Bombard, I was wondering why he wasn't getting the car refired when we saw him spun out there down in pit road entry there, and the wording is he had an engine piston. The engine went south, and he's out of the race. So that takes him effectively out of the championship as well. So it looks like we're really looking at the 82 versus the 65. Jeremy Jeffries already out of the race. Terry Bombard out of the race. And the other two drivers, Ratajski and Hughes, were the only ones mathematically still in the hunt for the championship. Ooh, look out! Ooh, Warden got into the AI car and almost spun him right up into Keith Hughes as the white flag is being displayed for the 88 of Grant Wesley. And Grant's going to cross the line and win it. Grant Wesley going to win the Calamity, and I believe Ratajski's going to cross the line in second. Where does Keith cross the line in? Looks like he's going to get fifth. And I think Keith Hughes, who's picked up 4 victories here this season, he's going to get the championship. 5th place, that's where they officially have him. Wesley, Ratajski, and Dante Ricky going to be your top 3 finishers here tonight. And then the Larry Yeager AI car is going to get 4th. Keith Hughes, who I believe is your champion, is going to get 5th. Then another AI car finishes in 6th. Dave Melson 7th. Terry Bombard, despite the engine failure, is still going to finish out the night in 8th. Then Mitch Bombard and Tate Dorsey, your top 10. 12 laps down, you get a top 10 finish. That's what this series is about. Oh, Grant's trying to do some burnouts, and they're all murdering him. 6th win of the season here in the finale for Grant Wesley. They continue to murder that machine. Grant had 5 wins coming in. Keith had 4. Ratajski had 3. Mitch Bombard had 2. And then Richard Hadler and Tate Dorsey each had 1 apiece. They can't kill that car. That car isn't even smoking. That car is invincible. No wonder it won. I think scoring had a total of 16 drivers still running at the conclusion out of 27 that took the green. And we've still got that 10-lap shootout coming up here for the wacky points. Oh, I believe Keith Hughes is coming around here. Well, thought he was going to maybe do some championship burnouts. Now, I'm speculating that Keith is the champion just based off of where he finished in relation to Radetzky. Remember, too, all those bonus points come into play. 5 bonus points go to the driver that would have murdered the engine. Whoa! Would have murdered the engine of Jeremy Jeffries. And then, of course, bonus point if you flip a car back over that's on its roof, and a bonus point if you force a car down pit road. All those points got to be calculated out and everything. So I don't know if we'll get the official word here tonight if Keith Hughes is the champion, but I would have to think 24 points up on Radetzky, and both of them finish inside of the top 5 here tonight. I think Keith Hughes close enough to keep the challengers at bay to be able to claim this championship here this season. Let's show you the finishing results here from this one. They're all going to fit right there on one screen, and see the drivers that retired out of the race, whether due to mechanical problems, engine failures. A couple of drivers got disqualified there. I'm wondering if that was for dropping debris. Now look at all these intervals. 2 laps down, Grant Wesley over Adam Radetzky, and then you've got other drivers that continued on and still finished inside of the top 15 or so, but they were anywhere from 12 to 13 to 14 laps down. So we'll go into our FRN post-race wind down here as these drivers are going to get themselves prepared here for the... Whoop. Looks like we have a little bit of a reset here. Looks like drivers are getting themselves prepared for the 10-lap shootout. Let's see if we've got time to talk with our top 3 finishes. If not, we're going to talk with our race winner and then I believe our champion here. We'll see how much time we've got during the course of this practice session in preparation for the, looks like it's going to be a 13 lap shootout. So let's go down and see if we can get a hold of our race winner, Grant Wesley.
User was moved.
Hey Grant, Seth up here in the FRM booth. You got me?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay, well, we established last night the golden horse you have is the original. You showed it again here tonight. Started back of the pack and made your way up there to the front, winning this thing by 2 laps. I was out there in testing. I wouldn't have had a strategy coming into this one. How in the world were you able to make your way through all the mayhem and be able to keep that car, relatively clean? I mean, even when they were clobbering you after you took the checkers, it didn't seem like they could kill the engine in this car.
Yeah. Now, as far as golden horseshoes are concerned, you definitely need one here on Friday nights. There is no method to the madness. I mean, it's chaos. There is no strategy. You just a lot of times, whenever you sometimes if you find yourself in first, you have to kind of be conservative and maybe not knock everybody out of the way. But it's hard to resist the temptation sometimes. That I caught myself a couple times. I'd punt somebody and I'd spin myself out and put myself in a bad situation. But I figured I had a couple lap lead on everybody, so what the heck, might as well have some fun.
You talk about that. You for at least the whole second half of this race ended up taking the lead and never gave it up. You talked about bumping people out of the way. Obviously, in this kind of a series, everybody's going to be gunning for that leader, try and give themselves a chance to improve their position. When you're in that kind of a spot, do you more often than not kind of resort to the move them out of the way before they get to you if you get alongside of them?
Yes, 100%. That is, I mean, I guess that would be the only thing. That's my only strategy for sure. Yeah, definitely move them before they move you. Um, yeah.
So the fact that you've been able to win now 6 of these races, obviously very good at wreck avoidance, very good at kind of foreseeing what's happening ahead of you to be able to avoid these things. Obviously, different configurations of tracks as well. I mean, I talked about the fact that, asked you about strategy, but I got to ask you as far as like positioning yourself because we saw you elected not to put down a lap time and start even behind the AI cars. So, is that a little bit of prior planning, not starting up there in the eye of storm, let everything unfold ahead of you?
That's actually a rule here. If you win the last win at all cost race, the winner is a DNQ for the next win at all
Ah.
cost. So that was the reasoning for me starting in the back. Now, as far as strategy and where I would want to start, if I could pick it, I would say on the pole. I just assume start in front of everybody. and let them, wreck each other, and then I can get, a half lap jump on them maybe. That would be the ideal situation, but I guess the second best thing would be dead last. You don't want to be in the middle.
Well, I'll tell you what, our producer had his head on a swivel here tonight trying to capture everything that went on in this race, but great job here tonight, avoiding all the chaos, dominating at least the entire second half of this race, and methodically working your way up through to get yourself into that position here tonight to claim your sixth win of the season in this finale. We'll give you the opportunity here now, and as you prepare for this upcoming 13-lap shootout, for some thank you sponsors and shoutouts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Keith Hughes got the championship here this season, so congratulations to him on that. I know there's still a wacky race championship we're about to do, so that's still to be decided. Um, but yeah, I just want to thank the Bombards, Mitch and Terry. Man, they put so much work into this. This only comes around once a year, so we go all summer, spring, and fall without it. So every time, January rolls around, I look forward to this season probably the most. I have probably the most fun here on Friday nights. So, yeah, just a big shout out and a big thank you to Mitch and Terry and everyone that helps them out. I'd like to thank the owners here, David Cannon, Sean Prime. I'd like to thank you, FRN, Seth. Yeah, I can imagine what it must have been like for you up in the booth tonight. I can't wait to watch it back. But yeah, thanks for taking time out for us. I'd like to thank my teammates with XFM, my friends and family for watching, and my girlfriend Brittany.
Well, Grant Wesley, he gets his sixth win of the season, winning the finale here tonight. Wasn't in the hunt for the overall championship, but he is in the hunt for that wacky championship that's taking place here in just a moment. So best of luck in that, and congratulations on the victory here tonight to kick off this doubleheader.
Yeah, thanks. Let's go get them.
Grant Wesley with
User
the
was moved
victory.
out of your channel.
And let's see if we can. It looks like we're going to have pretty much only enough time to be able to now get the champion. Let's see if we can dial him up. The driver of the number 82, Keith Hughes. Here we go. I think we've got a hold of him.
User was
Hey,
moved
Keith,
to your
Seth up here in the
channel.
FRM booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, it's looking like, based off the calculations, you are officially going to be the champion here for the Amish Survivor Series, but it didn't exactly get off on the right foot at the start of this race. We saw you have to come down pit road. You lost a lot of track position, but then once you got back out there on the racetrack, every time we checked back in on you, you picked up about one or two spots. So, I mean, first off, let's go to the beginning of this race. You come in as the points leader. You got about 3 or 4 drivers that have a shot at you. You're one of the bounty drivers as well. So how much pressure is that?
Yeah, it's a lot. That's why I kind of sandbag qualify a little bit. So if I was in behind everybody else, they couldn't just kill me. And when I got towed, I think it actually helped because a lot of cars died while I was on pit road, and I came out to a pretty clean track. So that was actually a benefit, I think, for the championship.
Definitely helped you in that regard. Now let's talk about that second half of the race. Obviously, still a bounty car. We saw one of the bounty cars out of the race in the early going. The 65, who was another bounty car, was smoking for about 2/3 of the race. Your car, while it was a bit dinged up, looked like the motor was still running. So how were you able to keep that thing preserved and be able to bring this thing home up inside the top 5?
Well, the best thing I've learned as I watch Terry Bombard race, and he's really bad. So I just do the opposite of him, and that's how I'm able to keep control of my car.
Well, obviously, a good season for you overall. 4 trips to victory lane, consistent in the races that you weren't able to win, and bringing it home with a top 5 to cap off the season to win the championship. So well done. I talk about all the different unpredictable type of race series that there are to be able to win a championship. I think this one probably is top of the list because everything and anything seems to be out to get you. So well done on wrapping up this championship here this season. A lot of tough races you had to go through. Before we let you get back to it in preparation for this upcoming 13-lap shootout in the Wacky Points race, we'll give it the opportunity for thank you, sponsors, and shoutouts, Keith.
Yep, I just want to thank these guys for putting this race on RTG. Amish is probably one of my favorite leagues to do. Mondays and Thunder is my main league, but this is so much fun. It's chaotic, and I love trying to get through the mess, and it's just a joy to do this. I wish it was all year round. We only get it for a few months, and then it's off, and something to look forward to. Start of 2025.
Keith Hughes. He brings it home in the 5th position in the finale. It's enough for him to wrap up the championship here in Season 61 of the Amish Survivor Series. Well done. Best of luck here in this upcoming wacky race, this shootout here to cap off the season here at South Boston.
All right, thank you.
User was
All right, looks
moved
like we've
out
got
of your
a
channel.
little bit of time here. Let's see if we can quickly grab a hold of our other podium finishers. Let's see if we can get the guy that's probably going to finish runner-up in the overall point standings. Brought it home in the 2nd position in the race, and that would be the driver number 65. Let's see if we can get a hold of Adam Radysky.
User was moved
Hey, Adam, it's
to
Seth
your
up here in the
channel.
FRM booth. You got me?
I sure do.
Well, I'll tell you what, came into this race 24 points out of the points lead. You're one of the bounty cars. Well, that thing was smoking for a good portion of this race, but it still crossed the line under power and brought it home in the runner-up position. How in the world were you able to do that?
A whole lot of luck. That's all it is. A lot of luck, and just I got lucky. The motor held on just long enough, and yeah, but definitely a lot of luck.
So obviously in this type of a race, self-preservation is a big thing, but also an opportunity to be able to close up points gaps. You and the 82, a couple of times were close to each other on the racetrack. Was there any point in your mind you thought about maybe seeing if you could get him flipped over to call for a tow, or maybe try and have his engine go south a little bit, or were you basically just worried about making sure that you kept that thing in one piece and made it to the checkered flag?
I go into these more so focusing on my own car, my own race. More times than not, it seems like when I do try to get into somebody and take them out, I get caught up in it too. So to me, it's not worth the gamble. But at the same time, not everybody thinks that way. So you do have to kind of learn who races you certain ways throughout these win at all cost races, because it's a kill or be killed mentality.
Reading the field, I like it. Well, 2nd place here in the finale, 2nd place in the point standings, 3 trips to victory lane during the course of the season as well. A great season for you overall. Almost was able to nab that championship here tonight, but congratulations on a great run here. We'll let you go in just a minute here to get ready for that shootout. You're leading the points in the Wacky Points Championship, so maybe you'll be able to still have a championship trophy by the end of this evening. But before we do, Adam, the floor is yours for thank you, sponsors, and shoutouts.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you, FRN. It's great to broadcast this and share it with some friends and get it out there to the world. Thank you to Mitch and Bumby for hosting the Amish series. It is definitely some of the most fun I've had online with this old game. It actually got me back into racing online a few years ago. I found these guys, so I love it. And then thanks to the RTG group, they host some really good races, and yeah, love it. Can't wait till next year.
All right, well, it looks like we are getting close to you guys gritting up for that 13-lap shootout. Best of luck there in the Wacky Championship, and maybe we'll be talking to you again here in just a few moments.
Awesome. Thanks, Seth.
User was
Adam
moved out
Radysky
of your
bringing it home
channel.
in 2nd place. It looks like we got a little bit of time here. They've kicked it to happy hour, so let's see if we can quickly get a hold here for a quick interview with the 3rd place finisher, Dante Ricky.
Buddy was moved
Hey,
to
Dante,
your
Seth up here in the
channel.
FRM booth. You got me?
Hey, Seth.
We'll see if we can get a quick word with you here,
All right.
a little ways away from when you guys are going to get ready for that 13-lap shootout. But, man, the Barks root beer can looked a little bent up there. Not sure
Yeah.
if it'll be able to get the cash value returned, but it still brings it home with a podium finish tonight.
Well, we bid ourselves. We actually ran straight into the pit wall about lap 10, trying to avoid 2 cars which are in the way. I'll tell you what, that was a dramatically crazy race. We were lucky that one of the Larrys didn't end up the winner, just with the amount of carnage we had. You know, we tried our best to avoid stuff, but it's inevitable. You're going to run into people. Trouble will find you. You're never going to have a perfect race in one of these. And just from a limited amount of time I spent in it, we did this for a lot of fun, Seth. And really, it's just our turn to go out and cause a little trouble.
It's got to be tough, though, too, right? Because we talk about the fact that, you know, for a driver, it's about self-preservation to get to the end of the race, but at the same time, you don't want to back off too much because you know the other drivers behind you, they're just going to run you over. With how tight this racetrack is, you've got that pit wall, so very narrow when you're on the back and front straightaways. How do you weigh the balance of letting off for a wreck to try and find a space or just laying the pedal down and hoping that a hole opens up?
Yeah, I mean, the best drivers are going to read the play, but this is a very reactive thing that we're doing here. I mean, you have to make a split-second decision based on the position of cars and where you think car A on the bottom of the track is going to come. 90% of the time, you assume they're going to come right up into you, so you either try to follow if there is no speed, or you take a risk and just try to blow by them on the outside. It's a lot of split-second decision-making, but it just ultimately comes down to proper focus and proper attention, and a little bit of experience helps the track like this. I mean, I know what the trouble spots are. You got the corner off of turn 2. You've got the walls in the corners themselves, which are really, really dangerous. And you do not want to get stuck on the inside in a corner if you can help it. But the most honoring thing is if you can knock Mitch Bombard into the back straightaway opening, like I did 2 years ago. And really, you take a lot of pride in stuff like that.
Now, I gotta ask here quickly, because I touched on this a little bit. I got the opportunity to go out there, run some laps. I don't know if you had the opportunity to feel this or not, but it seemed like the cars were a handful as well. Back end wants to slide out, that right rear, the tire heat kicks up, it gets really loose on entry,
Yeah.
and then off the corner, that right front, when the tire heat kicks up, it plows off the corner. With all that was going on, did you have any moment to feel any of that in the car, or was that basically a non-factor?
Well, if you try to drive it in hard and deep, if you're not sensing the position you're in, you could lose the back end of the car in the middle of the corner. You're not likely to lose it on exit. Most of the time, you're going to lose it in the middle, but you want to push it harder sometimes. You get 20, 30 laps in, and then your right front is too hot. So you just can't turn as fast as you want. And if you do get the proper angle and entrance, the back end wants to come around. So it is a little bit of a challenge to drive these corners. I will say for the pole race, the car setup is a little looser. It really wants to get going. The wheel spin is perfect in direction of the car, and you could easily blow a gear with this one. But the previous race setup, it was just enough of a dump truck that you didn't have people self-spinning every lap.
Well, Dante, a great run for you. Survived to finish on the podium here tonight in that 51-lap dash. I guess we could call it
Somehow.
a dash or a crash or something like that. But, man,
Yeah.
congratulations on the great run. We'll let you do some thank you spots and shout-outs before you get set and climb in for this
Oh, yeah.
upcoming shootout.
Thanks to friends and family, mom, dad, brother, sister, and everybody in soccer. And I guess we got to get going here.
Alrighty, well, Dante, congratulations on the great run
Thanks,
to cap
Seth.
off the season. Best of luck in this upcoming run.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Buddy was moved out of your
All right,
channel.
so they're getting set here in just a moment to get ready for what will be a 13-lap shootout. Let's bring you up to speed once again on the point standings for the Wacky Championship. Adam Radeisky, currently the points leader, 10 points over Mitch Bombard, 12 points back is Grant Wesley, and 14 points back is Jeremy Jeffries. Those are the drivers mathematically that have a shot at the championship. Grant Wesley just recently going to victory lane earlier on in this first event. Adam Radeisky coming home in the second position. Jeremy Jeffries suffered a DNF, and Mitch Bombard, I believe he finished inside of the top 10 around the 7th or 8th position, if I recall correctly. So each one of them has been on a little bit different side of the spectrum in the 51-lap shootout. Now they get set here for the 13-lap dash. Same rules apply as they did in the first race. No cautions. It's a win-at-all-cost type of thing. And I'm not exactly 100% certain all the drivers that we have that are in the field. I think a couple of drivers may have already left the server after the first event. So we had about 24 drivers that took the green flag in the win-at-all-cost race. We may have a little bit less, but I think we've got at least 18 drivers that have taken time here in practice. Plus, I believe we've got the AI cars that are going to be on the racetrack as well. I'll double check on that. No, actually, I believe the AI cars are not in the field for this one. So this is all just driver versus driver. No AI X Factor coming into play. All right, let's go down to the grid and see who is going to start where for this one. Waiting to see who our pole sitter is. I think we're still waiting on first, second, and third to grid up. David Nogel looks like he would be in fourth. Looking back through, looks like Adam Radeisky's on the inside line there. Looks like he would be 7th or 9th on the grid. Jeremy Jeffries looks like he'd be back around 12th. 12th or 14th. Oh, no, correction. No, Jeremy's even further back. That was the wrong car I was looking at. Jeremy's back somewhere around, what would that be? 3, 6. Looks like he'd be bound 15th place. Grant Wesley up ahead around 11th. And Mitch Bombard looks like he's going to start 8th place. Well, David Nogle's going to be outside of front row. Inside of the front row is going to be Richard Hadler in the 60, as it looks like we had a few drivers that elected not to get onto the racetrack here. All right, so 13-lap shootout to close this out. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Hope you guys have enjoyed our coverage. We've done our best to cover everything that's going on. We'll try to do the same here for this one. Grant Wesley's already been to victory lane here tonight. Keith Hughes has already wrapped up the overall championship, but we got another race winner and champion to crown as Gumby gets us back under green here at South Boston. Hadler hooking the bottom. Wheel spin there off of turn 2. And now Nogle will look to his outside. I think we've already got a wreck there towards the back. Yep, somebody spun the tires there. Oh, Hadler's going to go around. And here we go. We're doing the pole race. Everybody trying to go around the pole. Somebody got flipped over. This is what the pole race is, folks. You go around the pole as many times as you possibly can here. Now, I'm not exactly certain how we're going to keep track of who is scored in what position with this. You got to go around the pole, and then you continue your lap. And I think Radeisky had to go to pit lane. Ooh, look out. This is a bad intersection area. Wish we had a split cam, one that was focused just on the pole and then one that was on the drivers going around. There's Radeisky in the 65. He's coming back on the racetrack here. Who's the leader? Scoring says it's Josh Metallic. There he is. Let's watch him and his method of going around the pole here. Oh, it's very congested. Oh, he's going to get spun by the 60. And now he's facing the wrong way. Oh, he just dropped a second. Who just got the lead? 19? John Van Gorder? Yeah, Van Gorder's the leader. Now Metallic going to battle him for that spot here. They come to the pole. Got to go around it. Got to go completely around it for it to count. Oh, Brian Schilling's going to get into Metallic. Van Gorder's going to get spun by Metallic. Oh, no! Oh, we got it going. Oh, and now he's around again. Metallic's going to take the lead. Schilling's going to put him in the wall. Got a couple of cars already disqualified. Keith Hughes, the overall champion. Tate Dorsey's out of the race. Metallic's not the leader. Somebody else is the new leader. Brian Schilling's the new leader. He and, that's why he made contact with Metallic. He and Metallic are battling for the lead, but I think Metallic just got away. Yes, he did. Metallic was able to really nail that turn around the pole. Schilling, I think, had to go around a second time. And, yep, Metallic's back to the point. Oh, but this is a parking lot here around the pole. Schilling's going to get by him. Schilling's going to get the spot. Look at this. And away he goes. Metallic still mired back there at the pole. Brian Schilling now going to go to the race lead. Dave Melson's been disqualified in the 038. Oh, the 60s try to get the 4. That might have just actually helped Brian Schilling. Look at that. Ooh, Metallic's right there, though. We got ourselves a race. Wait, where's the 60? 60 of Hadler. Cross the line in seconds. That was actually a battle for the lead. Hadler's now in third. So you've got Schilling, Metallic, and Hadler battling it out here for the race victory, for the race lead. Schilling back to the pole once again. Metallic slides it around. Hadler's going to try and take second. Ooh, I don't think either one of them did each other a favor. Schilling's going to run away. It's like Johnny Van Gorder in the 20's been disqualified. And Schilling, ooh, hang on to her. Radeisky and Wesley getting together there. There's Mitch Bombard in the 97, who's trying to get the championship away from Radeisky. Right now, Mitch is in 9th. Radeisky is currently scored in 7th. Grant Wesley is currently in 6th. Boy, they're so close to each other. Jeremy Jeffries is currently 3 laps down in 14th, so I think he's out of the wacky championship hunt. But Grant, Mitch, and Adam, they're very close. As Schilling, boy, doing a great job there getting around the pole with all that traffic. And I believe this time by he's going to see the white flag. Yes, he is. One more lap to go for Brian Schilling. Let's see if he can nail the pole one more time. Look at that. 60 right there with him, though, of Richard Hadler. Not going to have enough to be able to get him. Schilling is gone, and Brian Schilling is going to pick up the victory here in the pole race here at South Boston. Hadler's going to be right behind him, though. He'll get second. Oh, my gosh. And then I'm not certain who third place is. Scoring showed it as the 19. But I don't think the 19 has completed the lap yet. Here he is coming around. Let's see if he does get the podium spot. I think he's going to get third. And yes, he will. John Van Gorder is going to get the third position. Grant Wesley scored in fourth. Dante Ricky in fifth. And I'm trying to see if I can do some quick math here. So I don't know if we'll have an official word on who the champion is. We may end up trying to get a hold of league admin and Terry Bombard or Mitch Bombard for the official wording. But in terms of the scoring of the three drivers or the four drivers that were in the hunt for this, Jeremy Jeffries finished in 12th, Adam Radeisky in 8th, Mitch Bombard in 6th, and Grant Wesley in 4th. Oh my lord! I don't know if anybody made up enough ground to take the championship away from Radeisky. I'm not 100% certain. I looked back. I couldn't believe it. The last race that we broadcasted here for this series was 2 years ago. I've missed this. Oh my goodness. Well, we will be talking with Brian Schilling, because he is officially the winner of this race. And then we'll try and see if we can get word, because I don't know if the calculations are going to be done tonight or if they're going to have to figure it out later on. But we'll try and see if we can get a word here with Terry or Mitch as to who the official champion is. Maybe while we're talking with Brian Schilling, I can get a hold and find out who the official champion is of the Wacky Points Championship, as I think the 4 and the 19 are stuck together. Well, we got the opportunity to show you what the official... Right there you go. There's the official results from this one. Brian Schilling bringing home the victory, and there you see Grant 4th, Mitch 6th, Adam 8th, and Jeffries in 12th. A lot of retirees, a lot of disqualifications. And we'll see if we can figure out here in just a moment who the official champion is there. Let's see if we can get a hold here of Brian Schilling. Well, I think Brian's actually still out there doing Polish victory lap with a smoking race car. All right, while we're waiting on that, let's get the official word here from Terry Bombard, and that way we can then interview our race winner and then afterwards our champion. Let's see if we can get a hold of Terry real quick here.
User was moved.
Hey, Terry,
to your
set up here in
channel.
the FRM booth. You got me?
10-4, bud. I gotcha.
All right, so I'm trying to do math in my head. The 4 drivers, or at least the 3 drivers that were close there in points, finishing in close proximity, was checking to see if you've got an official word on who got the Wacky Championship.
Yes, sir. We got Adam Radeisky who took the championship, and Mitch and Grant Wesley were tied for second.
Wow.
And I forget how many points back they were, 4, 6, something like that. It was really close.
Yeah, figured it was going to be close with what the points looked like coming in and all of them finishing there in 4th back through 8th position. While I got you here for a minute, I want to just talk about like the background of this series and everything, because way back in the day when I was first introduced to this sim, there was a server out there called High Grip Wreckers, had kind of almost the same kind of mentality as this type of a series. I mean, what was the brainchild of this series and everything? Because obviously it's an opportunity for drivers to go out there, alleviate pressure, have fun. I've heard nothing but glowing reviews of this type of a series. So, what was the goal when you started this whole thing up?
Yeah, well, we wanted to have some fun. We like to have fun most of the time, and we started off, we only had like 4 or 5 guys, and it just keeps growing every year, and we love it. And we started off with we call it win at all costs. There's some rules that you have to follow. And then a friend of mine showed me a race where we call the Enduros, and I'm sure you did a broadcast on one of them there. We do 3 races on those nights on grip tracks, and we fly around real fast with a bunch of AIs, and so we started alternating that and this every week, and the fields keep growing, and people love it, and I love it. And you should hear how hard we laugh sometimes. It's just the tears come to our eyes. It's really a great time, and I appreciate you guys coming out here to try and broadcast it, because I don't know how you do it.
Try is the correct word. There's a lot of stuff that goes on to try and cover in this, but you talk about enjoyable. It's obviously enjoyable for the drivers. You can hear it when we interview them. It's got to be enjoyable for the fans to be watching as well, because a lot of, well, I can't really say strategy, but a lot of luck comes into play into winning these type of things. But yeah, appreciate you having us on board here for this broadcast. Everybody at home, I'm sure, enjoyed it. And yeah, a really cool series to be able to observe and spectate here. I think I'm going to be climbing into a car next season because this looks like it's too good to miss.
Well, you were out there for practice there, and I tried
I
to spin
was.
you a couple times, and you wouldn't go around, so you got it down pretty good.
Well, Terry, thank you for the update on the championship there, and obviously, thank you for what you've done in putting this series together. You and Mitch, obviously, the drivers have voiced their appreciation in that as well, and thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
Hey, thanks, bud. Have a good one. Glad you enjoyed yourself.
Absolutely. That's
User
Terry
was moved
Bombard.
out
He
of
and
your
Mitch
channel.
Bombard, the two that run this series. With the official word from him, we'll be talking in just a moment with your Wacky Points champion, Adam Radeisky. But first, let's go down to Victory Lane, where probably the team had to push the car to Victory Lane. I think that engine is toast, but let's dial up Brian Schilling.
User was moved
Hey,
to
Brian,
your
Seth up here in
channel.
the FRM booth. You got me?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, wacky points race and wacky all the way in terms of how this race goes. The pole race, you got to kind of go around the ring around the rosy there to be able to complete a lap, but it looked like you had that pretty nailed down to a science. There were about 2 or 3 laps. There were nearly a dozen drivers around that pole, and you were able to make it around every single one of them without any contact. How in the heck did you do that?
I got lucky. Yeah, just bounces. When I did bounce off a couple people, it was just bounced the right way. So, but always a fun time.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of different things you had to worry about there as well. Not only the traffic, but obviously a very tight corner there. If you take it just too wide, you're going to be hitting that pit wall. If you take it too shallow, you're going to hit the pole itself. So, did you have like a particular line, a particular entry that you kind of visualized to be able to make your way around the pole without any problems, or did you have to basically take whatever lane was available with all the cars that were migrating around it?
A little bit of both. You come up on the approach, and if you kind of see guys log jammed, you just my preferred line was enter in high, cut it real close to the pole, and then give it some gas and get the back end to swing around a little bit. But they had to kind of change it on the fly depending on how many cars were parked there.
Kind of reminded me a lot of horse barrel racing. Now, one thing I do also have to ask you in that regard is, uh, was there any downshifting that comes into play there to be able to get the car to rotate that well, or did you just keep it in the high gear and hopefully not have to be able to avoid the wheel spin?
Actually, I kind of wanted a little bit of it. I was running first gear on at the pole there to try to get it to spin a little easier, tighter turn. But yeah, otherwise it was fourth gear all the way around.
Well, a great job here. I'm gonna be honest with all the chaos we saw. I don't think there was really a scratch on that car until after you crossed the start finish line, took the checkered flag. Looked like a conglomeration of drivers trying to kill the motor on that thing that would not be killed in the 13 laps. But great job here tonight. Able to work your way up to the race lead, hold the race lead, hold off a hard charging 60, and be able to pick up this victory here in the wacky race. Before we let you go, floor's yours for thank you sponsors and shout outs, Brian.
Well, thank you to Mitch and Terry. I don't get to make a lot of these, but when I do, it's a great time. It's just one of those great things where you can just, if you have a terrible week, which I did, to be honest, you can just come in, have some fun. There's no expectations of winning. You just laugh hysterically. It's just such a good time.
Well, Brian, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Obviously, as we've been hearing, a lot of fun for the drivers, a lot of fun for me up here to be able to observe, and obviously, got to be a lot of fun for the people that tuned into the coverage here tonight as well to watch what goes down on Friday nights. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Congratulations on the victory here tonight in that wacky 13-lap shootout.
Thank you.
All right, and now we're
User
going to
was
talk
moved
for a
out of
second
your
time
channel.
here with Adam Radysky. He ended up finishing runner-up in the overall championship, finished second in the first race, the 51-lapper, but now he is a champion in the Wacky Championship, bringing it home in 8th place here tonight. Let's see if we can dial him up once again.
User was moved
Adam,
to
it's Seth
your
up here in the
channel.
FRM booth again. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got the official word from Mr. Terry Bombard that you are the champion of the Wacky Championship here tonight. 8th place, enough to get it done. A lot of your competition right there around you as well. We were told it was very, very close, but I mean, in this type of a race with what we saw, having to kind of do the maypole method to be able to complete a lap, how much can you think about points at that time?
Honestly, I was quite a bit just because I screwed up myself early in the race and got loose and wiggled and hit the wall and flipped over and got towed early. And I looked at standings and right away was starting to panic. Just had to run a clean race after that, and hopefully everybody else had issues. And luckily, got close enough to the other points racers to where I held on to it.
Yeah, let's talk about that because we didn't quite catch what exactly happened to you. We did see you on pit road, obviously having to call the tow there. I mean, at that point in time, how were you able to keep yourself in it to be able to get back out there? Like, was it a short tow and you were able to be released quickly enough, or was it as you said, just the fact that there was a lot more attrition that got you back into the conversation? Because for a car that got towed in a 13-lap shootout, only 3 laps down, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a short tow. I think I broke my keyboard trying to make sure I turned tires and damage repair off to get out of the pits faster. And then yes, attrition definitely helped. When I came out, there was piles of cars everywhere. So again, it was just miss that and try to keep it clean after that. And I've done these pole races in real life. So I hate to say it, it seems like that helps a little bit just with some of the action around the pole, but still, it's a sim, so you never know what's going to happen in this.
They say life imitates art, so that makes absolute sense. I got to ask you too. I asked Brian just a moment ago, who ended up winning this thing. Did you have some kind of a strategy for when you got to the pole there? Because when you arrive at that particular area of the racetrack, there's probably a good dozen drivers that are spinning out or all trying to make their way around that pole as well. How do you get through that calamity? How do you find enough space to be able to maneuver?
Well, the strategy changes every lap when you come to it because it really depends on the traffic. If you see a car and it's lit, or you see a pile of cars, if there's cars that look like they're making it around and coming out of the pole cleanly, you got to time it with them because they're moving and they're crossing over in front of you. And again, I almost feel like some real life experience maybe helps with that. I raced figure eights and stuff for many years, and it's that's one of the reasons why I love this series. But yeah, just really that strategy changes every time you approach the flagpole.
Well, a great season overall for you. We talked with you with a runner-up finish back in the preliminary race and second in overall points, and then you bring home with a championship here in the Wacky Points as well. Congratulations on a really good season 61 here in the Amish Survivors Series. For one final time, the floor is yours for thank you, sponsors, and shoutouts.
Yeah, again, I'd like to thank the Bombards for putting on this fun series. Everybody's sad it's only a few months, but they got real cars to race during the summer, so I get it. I guess I'd like to give a shout out. I do run my own league out there, Virtual 8 Racing. We do a lot of fun stuff as well. I more some of the more serious stuff, I guess, when it comes to figure eights and enduro races, trying to make it a little more realistic and sim like. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I love. So thank you guys.
Adam Radysky, he is your champion in the Wacky Points Championship here tonight, as he brought it home 8th place, enough to be able to clinch that championship trophy. Well done, Adam. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck in the upcoming 62nd season here as you look to maybe get that one position better as well in the overall championship standings.
Definitely. Thanks, Cole.
User was moved out of your
All
channel.
right, folks. Well, that is going to bring our coverage to a close here tonight. I gave you the warning before we even went green that this was going to be a very unorthodox race. This was not going to be your catch as catch can type of race. This was going to be absolute bedlam. definitely delivered on that regard. But what an unbelievable night. A lot of fun for me up here in the booth. I think I spent more time laughing than I did talking. Just the volatility of the wrecks, the craziness. I mean, you take any type of a sim and you take code and you put it together with a wreck, you're going to end up with some really wild carnage. And we had that here tonight. But hey, it's the Amish Survivor Series. The word is in the name, Survivor, and we had survivors here tonight. Grant Wesley takes the victory in the main event. The championship goes to Keith Hughes, and then in the pole race, Brian Schilling goes to victory lane with Adam Radeisky taking home that championship. Unbelievable race here that caps off our RTG champion week. Big thanks to everybody that tuned into our coverage, not only here tonight, but during the course of this entire week. We hope that you enjoyed it. Couple of things coming up here in the next day and week. Tomorrow, please tune in to Tar Nation TV. Just type it into your YouTube search bar, Tar Nation TV. Tomorrow, we're going to be bringing you coverage of the 2024 Team Elmo 200 benefiting the ALS Foundation. A lot of hard work has been put into this. Myself, Rod Weston, and Blaine Donlin going to be bringing you coverage of that. You are not going to want to miss it. The green flag is going to fly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coverage will begin around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please head on over. Please help support. It's going to be a good one. Cannot wait for that. And then next week, we continue on our RTG now off season, as Monday we'll be bringing you coverage of the Rolling Thunder Gaming Season 61 All-Star Race Speedway version. That will be green flag at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday, we bring you the Season 61 RTG All-Star Race Super Speedway style. Green flag for that will also fly at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're not going to want to miss that. All-Stars going to be coming out at night, and only one's going to shine brighter than the others, but should be a good All-Star week. Thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. Congratulations to the race winners and the champions here this evening in the season finale, Season 61 of the Rolling Thunder Gaming Amish's Survivor Series. We hope you guys enjoyed our coverage here tonight. I've been Seth Cole. Thanks for sharing your Friday evening with us, and we will see you guys tomorrow and next week here for continuing coverage. I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast of FRN, the Flatout Racing Network. We'll see you guys next time.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of Flatout Racing Network and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of Flatout Racing Network and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. Flatout Racing Network would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.